like me, but I'm really sick and tired of styes. So I decided to take some action. So number one, I found out what I should be doing to prevent them. And number two, I said, I'm going to make a video for RX Healthy Habits. So here we go. And this is going to be my search to find out how to reduce the styes that I get, the severity of them, I guess, when I do get one, how to treat them, but also how to prevent them. So I'm going to go through this. And of course, you know, the raised bump in the corner of your eye, top or bottom of the lid, what happens there, it's kind of interesting, but why they occur is the oil glands located at the base of your eyelashes or eyelids, they become infected with bacteria. So that's why they swell, and there's usually pus in there a little bit. So they can be a recurring problem. And again, right here, this guy. So I found out, and I kept saying to myself, how come my wife doesn't get them as much as I do? And it's going to be revealed when I go through this. There's a couple things she does right that I wasn't doing, but there's a couple things I'm doing now that really make a big difference. And one is my mask at night. It's you plug it in and it's heated, and what it does is it creates a warm compress. So cool, better than using the cloth or the tea bags. So, number one. What's the why do people get styes, and why are some people more prone? Well, here's one. Poor eye hygiene. So people that do not wash their eyes lids usually can end up getting a lot of accumulation of oils and debris that can block some of those oil glands. And so cleansing your eyelids is good. Lack of warm eye mask usage. Now in my case, that was one of the ones that was causing my problem. I wasn't using a broader mask or a hot compress on a daily basis. We'll talk about that. Bacterial presence. For some reason, some people have more Staph aureus on their eyes. Staph aureus is everywhere. It's on your skin. It's everywhere. So one thing you can do is avoid touching your hands to your eyes, but also, touching your eyes with your hands, but also really think about on your skin, you have Staph aureus, so if you're scrubbing your eyes, it's probably going to make it worse. But bacterial presence, some people must have more present there. They just must colonize there to help lead to, when these oil glands get blocked, the infection. Contact lenses. People that wear contact lenses, if they don't use really good hygiene there, that can exacerbate the issue. So follow the procedures for good contact lens usage. Underlying medical conditions. Sometimes diabetes can increase your susceptibility to styes. That's true. And also blepharitis, an inflammation of the eyelids. That's another big one that people could have. So how long do they usually last? Well, they shouldn't last more than a week or two. In my case, they usually go on longer than that. And I've had cases where I've had to go to the doctor after 4 to 6 weeks, and they actually went in and took care of the styes surgically, which was no fun. You ever heard the expression stick a needle in your eye? Well, that's pretty much what he did. And it was not cool. And I had one recently. I went to the ophthalmologist. She says, look, you don't want to go through this again. We'd rather not. Let's give it another couple more weeks. So, the styes, I guess they call them hordeolums. That's the proper medical term for them. I just call them styes. But here's the thing. You're going to get one when you get that initial discomfort, isn't it? It just drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, no, here it comes. You start to get that initial discomfort. Swelling starts to show up. You get the pus formation. And it really starts to get pretty big sometimes. Then you get the bursting and drainage. And you would think once it bursts and drains, it's done. But usually it's not. It's got to really work its way out. So that process is a good process, and you can speed that up a little bit, what I'm going to talk about next. But the last thing is once it drains, it starts to heal, and it does not reduce the redness right away. So unfortunately, you see that thing take its time going away. It's kind of a bummer when it doesn't go away right away. But I would say if anything beyond 4 to 6 weeks and it's still kind of really there and not bursting and receding, almost going away, then coming up again. But after 4 to 6 weeks, you really should see somebody. What are some of the best treatments for styes? Well, number one, everybody's going to tell you this and knows anything about styes, warm compresses. Now the problem is, warm compresses, and how long? 10 to 15 minutes. When I do my mask, I do 20 minutes twice a day now to prevent these. But if you've got an active stye, you got to leave that on there for 10 to 15 minutes. The trouble is, warm compresses, they say, well, yeah, take a cloth, get it warm, and put it on there. It gets cold in about 2 minutes. I'm going to recommend you think about a broader mask. You can order online, put them in the microwave, hit the button for 20 seconds, and maybe you have to do it one more time if it cools down, but do it again, and try to get 10 to 15 minutes on there. Warm compress is huge. It's probably the best thing you can do. over-the-counter pain relievers and some of those things they market for styes, they're really nothing more than Vaseline. I don't think they're going to do much. But if you want to take some over-the-counter ibuprofen, I guess you could. It's not going to do much. Eye drops, except they're not going to do much. Antibiotic ointments could if the doctor prescribes it. Sometimes they will. Do they do a little bit? They might prevent further infection. They might hasten a little bit, but not as much. Avoid squeezing. Now, you can gently massage your eye if your hands are clean to kind of help work out some of that in the beginning and help get things moving. But I would never, ever, ever squeeze and try to pop a stye, because that's just going to make the infection much, much worse and much more complicated. How can you prevent styes? The best thing is, and this is why my wife doesn't get styes, every night when she takes some makeup off, she really uses a microfiber to clean her eyes, reusable, but she keeps these really clean microfibers, cloth that she uses to take her makeup off and clean her eyes. So she's always cleaning her eyes at night, every night. And that's why I don't think she's ever had one. Now, if you have, wear makeup and oily skin, definitely you want to maintain some good hygiene. So I think part of my problem was I wasn't doing any good washing at night for my eyes, and I think that was causing the problem. And I wasn't using my mask. So hand hygiene, very important. Most people don't wash their hands enough, but they touch their hands, they touch their eyes too much with their hands, and that's really going to be a bacteria waiting to happen nightmare. Proper contact lens care we talked about if you want to prevent getting styes. Avoid sharing makeup. Should be a no-brainer, right? Definitely should not be a good thing to do. Manage underlying conditions. If you have blepharitis, if you have some of these other conditions, diabetes, make sure you're managing that better, because it might help reduce the likelihood of getting styes. And the last thing, the biggest thing, is this right here. Find a system that works for you, whether it be something you put in the microwave and then put on your eyes, but find a way to really get warm compresses, and daily warm compresses. I do it twice a day because I hate these things. Daily is pretty much what you need. So hope that information helps. And as always, much, much more information is on my blog. We go through all the details of all these different aspects of how to treat it, how to prevent it. It's all on the blog, RxHealthyHabits.com. Also, get on our email list, RxHealthyHabits@gmail.com. Send me an email. We'll put you on the list. You get things like this every week. The blog and videos are so powerful. So, till next video podcast, I hope you stay healthy, stay strong, and find a way to go after those nasty styes, but also how to way to prevent them. God bless.